Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to everybody. And we're doing a little something, I think, a little bit different here, story time. We're going to do it on location. And I'm not going to tell you where I am, and see if you guess. And you could send me a note or an email or a text or something, and I'll tell you next time if you were right. But today, our first story is going to be for the students at Norwood Avenue and Clinton Avenue. And it's a really interesting story. It's one that I haven't seen a story like this. And it's called School's First Day of School. And it's taking a look at the first day of school, not from the student's point of view, but from the school's point of view. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to flip this around now so that you can see the book. Good? Okay. School's First Day of Schools. It was written by a man named Adam Rex, and the pictures were drawn by a man named Christian Robinson. School's First Day of School. So it's the school that's talking now. That summer, they dug up the big field and poured the foundation and set brick on top of brick until they built a school. It says here, Frederick Douglass Elementary. You'll learn about Frederick Douglass when you do some history, U.S. history. And there's the American flag on top and some trees. And look at the doorway. What's it doing? Yeah, it's smiling. I think all buildings have faces and houses have faces. And it says Frederick Douglass Elementary. A sign above the door read Frederick Douglass Elementary. That's a good name for me, thought the school. Most days, a man named Janitor came to mop the school and buff his floors and wash his windows. This is nice, the school said to the janitor. Just the two of us. The janitor said, won't be just us for long. Soon the teachers will come, and then you'll be filled with children. The school creaked. Children? All kinds of children, said the janitor. They'll come to play games and to learn. Oh, said the school, will you be here? You'll see me after the school day is over, said the janitor. Don't worry, you'll like the children. But the school thought that janitor was probably wrong about that. Then they came. The children did. And there were more of them than the school could possibly have imagined. There's the school bus pulling up and children walking with their parents, all coming to the school. They're out in the playground. They got everywhere. They opened and closed all of his doors and lockers and drank from his fountains and played on his jungle gym. So that's what that's for, thought the school. Some of the older kids gathered by the school's back fence and showed each other their bored faces. This place stinks, said one. And the school gasped. I hate school, said another with puffy hair, to the agreement of his friends. And the school sagged a little. It was making the school sad, wasn't it, that they were saying those things? You see, the school's face doesn't look so happy there. One very small girl with freckles didn't want to come inside the school at all. Her mother had to carry her. I must be awful, the school whispered to himself. Later, he squirted the puffy-haired kid in the face then he felt bad about it afterwards. The school squirted his fountain. He watched the kindergarten kid sit on one of his rugs. The teacher said, as we go around the circle, please tell us your name. There was an Aiden and a Max and a Bella and another Aiden, and an Emma, and a Caden, and a Chloe. The small girl with freckles was next, but she wouldn't speak. She only stared at her shoes until the teacher moved on. I don't like school, she whispered into her lap. Well, thought the school, maybe it doesn't like you either. The children were in their chairs, finally. But just as the school was starting to relax, his fire alarm sounded and all the children exited and walked to the other side of the field and stared at him. He was so embarrassed. He held his doors open for them when they returned. Sorry, he said as the first child entered. Sorry. He's sorry, he told them all, even the girl with the freckles. At 12 o'clock, the school was filled with food. At 12:30, the school was filled with garbage. At one table, a boy told a funny joke and another boy laughed so hard that milk came out of his nose. Now I'm covered with nose milk, thought the school. He had to admit that it was a pretty funny joke, though. Even the girl with the freckles laughed. After lunch, the kindergarten kids learned about shapes. A rectangle has 4 sides, said the teacher. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And a square has 4 sides. Maybe that was the square. Oh, no, here's the square. 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, the square is actually a special kind of rectangle. Wow, said the school. I did not know that. Afterward, the children made pictures with glitter and paste. The girl with the freckles made a picture of the school. It looks just like me, thought the school, except glittery. It's like she's known me all my life. Do you think I could have that picture, the teacher asked her? Don't tell anyone, but I think it's the best. The school thought she was probably right about that. The freckled girl smiled when the teacher stuck her drawing onto the school bulletin board on the wall with pushpin. The freckled girl smiled when the teacher stuck a drawing onto the school wall with a pushpin. Ouch, said the school. But he didn't mind, really. See the pretty butterflies, too? At 3 o'clock, the parents came to pick up the children. I was full of kids, the school told them. Oh, at 3:30, the janitor came to pick up the school. I was full of kids, the school told him, and I heard a joke and I accidentally had a fire drill, but everyone was nice about it, and I listened to a classroom, and I learned about shapes. You had a big day, said the janitor. Do you think, the school said, do you think you could invite everyone to come back tomorrow? Especially that little freckled girl? Janitor nodded. I'll see what I can do. Later, Janitor sat on top of the school and watched the sun go down. In the beginning, I didn't know what I was, said the school. I thought I was your house. Nope, said Janitor. I suppose some other place gets to be your house, the school added. Janitor nodded. That's true, but you get to be a school. That's lucky. And the school thought he was probably right about that. That's a great story, isn't it? I never heard a story like that where a building was telling us the story. Usually it's a person or an animal or, some kind of thing, a live thing. But a building, I never heard that. That's a great story. Hope you enjoyed it. All right. I'll be back next Thursday. Don't know where I'm going to be yet. But remember, maybe you could send me a little note in your class. Take a vote on where you think I am. I want you to have a terrific day. I'll see you next week.